Welcome to Cinema Stories. This movie starts with a teenage girl with a hood on walks into a burger joint. She orders and the cashier has a shocked look when she sees her. When the girl walks into the restaurant, each one in the room is looking at her. A boy in the room asks his mom, "Why does the lady look like that?" The boy's mother tells him to stop, for everybody now is staring at her. It is naked that the girl has a distinctive burn on one half of her face. Unexpectedly, she shouts at them to stop seeing and says she did not choose to look that way. A flashback begins. In high school, a South Asian boy, named Ravi, is constantly being bullied by Bradley and Bernard tormentor in class. Then a nerd goth girl named Emily, who is by her locker, is approached by three girls, named Kelly, Bridget, and Heather, who passionately attack her and insult her for crying. A little later, two teen nerd boys, Jack and Dane, are in a field setting up bear traps. At lunch, the outcast students are all sitting quietly at a lunch table until one of the tormentors throws his milk box on Ravi's books. Ravi approaches him, giving back his milk box. Another boy named Curtis, who is friends with both the outcasts and the popular group, approaches the group of people and invites them to one of his video shoots on Friday. The outcasts talk among themselves and say they like him, and they tell each other to make sure Curtis does not end up being at the party. At the video shoot, Bradley and Tommy both confront Ravi and Dane in the boys' room and break Ravi's camera for no reason. Bradley says Dane that he bullies him because he will not do anything about it. Afterwards, Ravi tells Curtis about what happened, and Curtis warns Bradley to leave Parker. The belligerent Bradley refuses and starts a fight with Curtis, fed up with the egocentric boy's attitude. The next, we see the outcast student's home life. Dane talks to himself and points a gun at his own head while in his bedroom, while his uneducated and neglectful parents fight downstairs. Then we see Ravi at home with his shuttle and emotionally barren Indian family. A depressing quiet life where nobody talks or even looks at each other except for the housemaid. Emily's mother is a shrewd and divorced woman who pays little attention to her. Jack, whom is a talented banjo player, has a divorced mechanic father who ignores him all the time. Jack, leaving his home, is talking to his father, who is a mechanic working on his car, about what he is going to do. He states him that he has a letter about it and that he'll probably be angry. The father, understandably ignoring him, continues on working as Jack leaves. They put on costumes and blend in with a costume-filled house with a hidden camera. The group of outcasts are around a fire talking about hell and doing God's work in tormenting their tormentors, and decide to get revenge on the bullies and send a message to the community. Among their inspirations are horror films and lessons in class about deadly chemicals and torture methods of old cultures. They plan to spare Curtis, as he doesn't mistreat them. They prepare a costume party at Dane's secluded house and invite the bullies over. Kelly, Bridget, and Heather, all three girls, are get ready for the party. At night, Bradley and two others are pulled over by the cops on their way to a party, and are caught smoking marijuana. They are let go after getting almost all their weed confiscated. Sometime later, all are gathered and enjoying the party. They then mix a punch bowl with chloroform, causing each person to pass out. The people in the party awaken to a loud noise from a boombox. They find themselves chained together, with the five outcasts all masked and wearing costumes inspired by horror movies. They want revenge for the years of torment and want to torture their worst enemies. A vulgar teenager, named Miles, decides that the entire thing is a stupid Halloween joke and starts to mouth off. As a result, Jack applies a cattle gun to his face and knee, brutally wounding him and spoiling his face and knee. One boy, Tommy, is allowed to go and get help, but his escape is cut short when he steps into a bear trap in the woods and is caught by a group of three boys riding on dirt bikes nicknamed the Triplets, who help the outcasts. Tommy is brought back to the house and thrown into a room with the wounded Miles. Another bully, a popular jock named Bernard, is next as he boldly mouths off to the group. Bernard is tortured first by Ravi, who stabs him in his shoulder with a knife and pours a liquid drug down his throat that attacks his muscular system, keeping him from moving or speaking. Then later, Emily tortures him by stabbing him in his face and neck with hot-tipped needles. Curtis, who attended the party after all, is secretly given a key by Ravi and luckily escapes. Ravi is then stabbed by Dane and killed almost instantly for betraying the group. Curtis encounters Deputy Hennessy and asks for help, but the triplets shoot the deputy. Curtis takes his gun and flees. Heather is the next victim as she is tied to a chair, and Emily applies a paste on Heather's face that is made to slowly start peeling the skin it touches, leaving Heather horribly scarred. Meanwhile, Curtis makes it to a neighbor's house, an elderly ex-soldier named Parker. He is doubtful of the fact that Curtis showed up with a gun. It is here that Bridget realizes that it is Emily and apologizes. Now all are revealed their face to his captives. Emily offers Bridget the chance to be spared by cutting off Bradley's fingers, but she declines. Emily then deals Bradley safety if he agrees to cut off Bridget's fingers. Bradley cuts off 2 fingers on Bridget's right hand before Emily offers the deal to Bridget again. Bridget hesitantly agrees to cut off Bradley's fingers. Ultimately, she decides she cannot harm her friend and is punished by Emily, who applies the previously used acidic compound on her face. Now, Parker is a racist, and seeing a black teenager on his property makes him tie up Curtis for a long period before Curtis lastly convinces him that there really is trouble at the old house in the forests. Recalling meeting 2 of the kids earlier the previous day and seeing them set up bear traps in the grass, decides to investigate, leaving the tied-up Curtis behind. Parker goes to investigate, but is caught in a trap, brutally injuring his legs. Despite the injuries, he manages to get himself free and kills 2 of the triplets. Curtis succeeds to untie himself and calls the police from Parker's house phone to report what is going on. Back at the house, Bradley is taunted by a now very insane Dane. Bradley, now breaking down into a sobering coward, attempts to apologize, though this bears no fruit. Dane then uses his switchblade to sever Bradley's spinal cord, suddenly paralyzing him from the neck down. Curtis finds Parker, who says sorry for not believing him. Curtis then returns to Dane's house, where he saves a boy, named Riggs, from getting his tongue cut off. However, Curtis is shot in the arm by Dane after he manages to kill Andy, one of the other outcasts. Dane is about to finish the job, but he is shot and killed by Emily, who has had enough. After one last hug, and Emily speaking her final words to Kelly, Jack then shoots and kills Emily, just as the police arrive. The police demanding that Jack drop the gun, but he only points it to his own head, declaring that they are too late and that there are more of us out there, before pulling the trigger, killing himself. A news reporter tells how the students were abducted and tortured without reason. At school, Curtis exchanges looks with the remaining triplet. Kelly, who remained unharmed, swallows a large amount of pills in the school's restroom. Finally, we see that Bridget is the disfigured girl from the beginning of the movie. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe our channel for more videos.